Hello, and welcome to another episode of Learn Origami with Mr. Mark. Today we're making a horse. A horse, of course. And if we get him to stand, you got yourself a friend on your desk. So, to get our horse, let's get started. I have here my paper, and it's colored one side, white on the other. We have to start with the colored side facing down. So let's go ahead and start by folding up our corners. Fold up two opposite corners. I can't pick it up. There we go. Fold that in half like that, matching opposite corners. Open it up. We're making a kite. So let's go ahead and take one edge and line it up with our center crease that we just made. So we're going to fold in to take one edge. So mine is on the right here. We're going to take that right top edge to meet the center crease. Just like that. And bring in the other side. There we go. So from here, let's turn this. Let's make sure our narrow end of the kite faces on one side, either our right or left, because we need this white triangle to see over here. We're going to now fold in those opposite sides to meet into the center. Go ahead and do that. We'll fold this side in just like this to meet that center crease. And do that on the other side as well. Bring that up. Now that we've got this set up, let's go ahead and open our pocket a little. We need to create flaps. So I'm opening it up, but I'm going to fold my side back down with this side up. See this? I'm kind of creating a wing in a way. Of course, our horse is not going to have real wings. This is just a part of the way to get there. So we will bring that down. We will now create we are starting to create one of our legs. Go ahead and push that down to the side. See? So now we had a flap. And now we have a little flap that sits on top. Let's keep this down to one side. Repeat this process on the bottom. So I'm going to open this up again. I'm going to go ahead and create a crease right here actually. Here's a little cheater's fold in case we need to do it. Go ahead and fold this in half and create that little crease right there. You're not going to go all the way through, just where they meet, just like that. So if we do that, we're going to have our fold ready for us. See how easy that works out? So now we have this opening here, right? We're going to fold down. We're going to bring those edges back down. And now we have our little flap. Go ahead and push it to the same side as the other flap. There we go. All right, I'm going to turn it around this way so I have my flaps on the right. These flaps should face our right side, like that. Perfect. Now that we've got our base started, Now, let's go ahead and, if you need to, go ahead and pick it up. We're gonna fold this in half, backwards. So that plain side, see all this plain side here? All those folds that we made already, they're gonna face the outside. So we're making these two flat sides where nothing is. We're gonna close it up. Just like this. Perfect. Now next we have, you might be able to see a little crease right here. So what we're gonna do is, we are now going to take this bottom edge. If we're looking at it and it looks like this, way to go. Now let's take this bottom edge here. We're gonna pick this whole piece up, this whole side up. Now we're gonna bring it up and take it over by just a little bit. As you can see, I'm not going completely in line with that crease I have here. So I'm not taking this edge to meet my center crease. That's right here. We're not making it lie flat and very straight lined. No. Let's take it and give it an angle. Just a slight angle. We're taking it very slightly. I'll give you a hint. We're starting to form something that becomes on the top of our horse. Go ahead and fold this down. We'll open it back up. So now, what are we going to do next? This horse is a good practice in creating inside and outside folds, pocket folds. So now that we made that crease, we're gonna make our first one. So let us open it up a little. Let's take that side in. Let's close this up and fold back down. And there we go. Next is the head. The head is formed right around here. So go ahead and again, fold down, open slightly, push in, fold down. Just like this. Press to crease well. There we go. Now that we have this set up, let's flatten his face. Horses don't have points. They have a blunt face. Just like you can see in my model. So let's go ahead and push our nose inside. Push that tip inside. And if you want to give it more of an angular flatness, see? That's because we only did it so it's only right there. See? We just pushed it in slightly so the edges lined up. We get a angle of the nose. On my model, you'll be able to see I pushed it all the way down and I have a very flat shape. Which one would you prefer to do? Let's continue. So now that we've gotten this far ahead, go ahead and push your flaps forward on both sides. Now that those flaps are forward, I'm actually going to fix my horse's neck so he actually is looking more upway. Next, we're going to now let's start forming his back legs. Let's go form his hind legs back here. So to get started, let's go ahead and fold this down. You see this back end? So we'll take this back edge here. We're going to fold this down so it's actually quite straight looking. Just like that. So now it's straight down like this. Let's open that up. Go ahead and create another. Now we're going to create an outside reverse fold. So now we're going to go outside, open it, push, and go ahead and manipulate your paper. Take it and just take it to just make your back legs, just like that. Perfect. There we go. After we got our hind legs now mostly made, now we're going to take our front legs. Let's go ahead and take our front legs, and we have one flap, right? From this flap, we're going to take this edge, we're going to roll it inside and create our leg. See how I'm rolling it in? If you need to, go ahead and pick it up. It works for me. If you want to do it on the table, that's great. You can do it on the table. There we go, and press down. As you can see, I kind of lined up against this angle I had right here, a crease that I have. So I'm using that as my guide. Just that crease that's right here. So I'm going to use that as my guide to make my legs. So I rolled it in, matched up my crease to that angle in that bottom part of the model. You can see it right here. So I'm turning my model over. I'm going to turn this over, and again, I'll take that wing, roll it in, and roll it so my legs will create its crease when I press it to match against this fold. Go ahead and press all of that down nice and firm. Look at that, our horse is almost finished. I gotta create his back legs. We gotta flatten that up a bit. So to flatten those up, we're just gonna do, again, another inside pocket fold. So go ahead, take your back legs, open them a little, and go ahead and try to match up. It took me a while to get my sample to look right. So if it takes you a couple of tries, then go on ahead, do it a little at a time. It doesn't hurt if you have to try again. And what's going to be good is if we can make it so it's completely flat, we will be able to make them stand on our desk. Let's see, did I match up my edges? Nope, I got to take them in a little bit more. I want them to be able to stand. I want 2 horses standing on my desk. I might create a herd. And I'm just going to push my back hind legs a little bit more. There we go. Here we go. Now I got my legs finished. Did you get yours set up? Go ahead and set him on your table now. If you open up his legs a little, he will stand, especially the front ones. I promise that he stands. You might have to play with the feet a little to get it to stand, but it will. If it doesn't, it's not a big deal, but you've made yourself your very own origami horse. Go ahead and make a couple today. Thank you for joining me.